Hi, welcome back to the MotoPress YouTube channel. It's Valerie here, and I'm really glad you're joining me today. In this video, we're looking at a new feature in Hotel Booking 5.3, the Multi-Property Availability Calendar. This feature came directly from our customer requests. With this calendar, your guests can see availability across all properties in one view, check which dates are free, and quickly find the option that works best for them. It's dynamic, so everything stays up to date without cached data. I'll show you how it works and how it helps guests find and book stays faster. Alright, let's get started. Okay, picture this. You've got a few villas or apartments, maybe even a dozen, and people visiting your site want to check what's available. They usually do this using the common availability search form or by opening individual accommodation pages, right? That works well and has always been part of the booking workflow, but when there are several options to compare, it can be helpful to see availability for all properties in one clear view, especially on multi-property sites. On top of that, having a single overview can make the decision much easier and faster for the guests. That's why in Hotel Booking 5.3, we've added a feature our customers have been asking for, a calendar that shows availability across all properties in one view. There are two ways to add multi-property availability calendar to your site, using a shortcode or the dedicated block. First, let's look at the shortcode option. You can find it in your WordPress dashboard. Go to Accommodation, Shortcodes. Here you'll see the shortcode called Multi-Property Availability Calendar. This shortcode adds a calendar that shows availability for multiple accommodation types in one view. By default, it displays availability starting from today and includes all accommodation types. But you can customize it. For example, you can choose which accommodation types to show. To do that, use the accommodation types parameter. You can enter accommodation type IDs or slags separated by commas, and you can also set a custom start date using the start date parameter. The date format is year, month, day. And if you need custom styling, you can add your own CSS class using the class parameter. Here is an example. In this case, the calendar will show availability only for the selected accommodation types and apply a custom CSS class to the calendar wrapper. This approach works well if you're already using shortcodes on your site or want more control over placement and styling. Now, if you prefer working with the block editor, there is an even easier option. Instead of using a shortcode, you can add the multi-property availability calendar as a dedicated block. This is a great choice if you like to see changes instantly and configure everything visually. Let's switch to the editor and take a look at how the block works. Open the page where you want to show the new calendar and add a block called Multi-Property Availability Calendar. Once the block is in place, you can open its settings in the block sidebar, and here we have the same parameters as in the shortcode. First, you can set the start date. You can choose a specific date to control where the calendar begins, and if you leave it as it is, the calendar will start from the current date by default. Next, you can choose which accommodation types to display. By default, the block shows all accommodation types. And if you want to limit the list, just select the specific ones you'd like to include. Here in the blog settings, it's more convenient for you as you don't have to remember or search for the accommodation ID. Well, okay, that's it for the main settings. Anyway, using a blog is ideal if you want a visual setup and a cleaner editing experience. Okay, now I'm saving the changes and let's preview the front end. In the front end, the calendar will update automatically and show real-time availability. Here we can see the calendar displaying the list of accommodation types that we selected in the settings. By default, the calendar starts from the current date and shows 31 days ahead. You can scroll horizontally to view all the dates. You can also use the navigation arrows. Clicking the arrow on the right moves the calendar forward by another 31 days. For even more convenience, we can use the date picker to jump directly to a specific date, especially if someone is planning their stay well in advance. And one really nice detail here is how the calendar handles the URL. When you change the date range, a URL perimeter is updated accordingly, and this means you can copy the link and share it. And whoever opens that link will see exactly the same date range. Now let's talk about the colors. Gray dates indicate past dates or dates that are outside the season. Green dates are available and open for booking. And you can also see when booking rules are applied, like this. No check-in rule here. Red dates are not available. They are either already booked by guests or blocked by booking rules. All this information is visible when a visitor hovers over a date, very convenient. And finally, each accommodation type includes a link. So guests can click it and go directly to the accommodation type page. So when does this blog really make a difference? First of all, it's ideal if you manage more than one property. Villas, apartments, rooms, or different accommodation types on the same site. Instead of checking availability through a date picker over and over again, guests can get one clear overview. They can compare availability and move to booking with more confidence. This is especially useful for guests planning their stay well in advance or looking for availability across a longer date range. It's also a great fit for seasonal properties. Guests immediately see which dates are bookable, which dates are blocked, and which are outside the season, all without extra clicks or guesswork. And because the calendar is dynamic, guests always see live availability. No cached data. No outdated information. That means fewer questions, fewer misunderstandings, and smoother booking experience. And if your website is multilingual, this blog is WPML tested, so it works reliably across different languages. So if you're running a multi-property site and want to make availability clearer to your guests, this feature is a strong reason to update to 5.3 version. And that's a wrap on the multi-property availability calendar in Hotel Booking 5.3. As you've seen, it's an easy way to give guests a clear view of all your properties, save them time, and make booking faster than ever. If you haven't updated to the latest version yet, this is a great reason to do it right now and start using the feature on your site. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future tutorials and tips. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.